Hello producers, it's Özgün here. Today I'm gonna listen your demos that you sent me from Discord, and this week we got double times more demos to listen. Probably I won't be able to listen them all today, but I'm gonna make a two-part, but yeah, I'm gonna merge the two parts, and probably this video is going to be a really long video. So if you like to support my work and support the channel, please give a like, give a comment, and if you're ready, let's get into the tutorial. We are starting the first track. Interesting intro. I can say that your bass is clipping, like in the peaks, in the waveform, I get some distortion, some clipping. Maybe you can just try to lower the bass a little bit. I really enjoyed actually, like your track is so much wider than usual. And I don't know if is it gonna still good in phone speakers or is it gonna be good when you're making the master fader mono. Check it out. Just make sure your track sounds still good in mono. This is so crucial. Like I can say that the kick is white, but hi-hat is mono. I will do just the opposite. I will just put the kick very center of the mix so it get the most power no matter what. And I will just try to, widen the rest of the sounds. But now the kick and bass also sounds so white, and I think that might be a mixing problem, especially on other speaker systems. Dude, I think the groove, the vibe is so cool. I love the track, but the problem is probably gain staging, maybe mastering, and also like the stereo field, the mono compilability. If you just check those aspects, this track is really good to go. Let's go to the next track. Good intro, good vibes. The problem is the main bass is too low, I think. You got the rumble in very low frequencies, probably the sub is good. But other than that, I don't hear much upper harmonics in the bass. You could give more freedom to your rumble in maybe 100 and 150 Hz, 200 Hz. Or maybe you can just layer maybe a rolling bass, maybe some gritty bass layer to just feel that spot and make your bass much more warm. You can just give some volume to the cymbals, maybe hi-hats, maybe the rides. They can be just a little bit more bright. This main synth, the synth, the bassy sound that plays the melody could be a bit more wide, a bit more polished, you know, maybe you can put some OTT and try to compress the signal. Maybe you can just brighten it a little bit. Maybe you can give it more reverb. So currently the sound kinda too dry and not shining as much as it should be, because that's the main thing in the drop. You know, the whole break part, I think the vibe is good, but when you repeat the whole thing once more, I feel like it's get a little bit boring. What if you just get some AI vocal to that part and, you know, tell some phrase, tell some theme, some story, maybe just a couple words, you know, just keep everything you have, but try to, you know, put some AI vocals. I think it's gonna be fit so much better. I feel like we got the vibe of Hilo, you know, Oliver Heldens. I love the vibe, I love the sounds, I love the melody, I love the, you know, idea, everything's so good. But you gotta polish your sounds a little bit bigger, and also you need some, you know, theme, some vocal to the breakdown. Then this track can really good to go. It really is ready. The sound, the main sound that plays the melody, that must be polished. That must be so much bigger, so much brighter. Good job, man. Congratulations. The bass is too pushed to the back, and I feel like the kick sounds a bit overcompressed, just judging it from the intro. And also the open heads, I think maybe too fat or too centered. Maybe you can just pan it a little bit to one side. Dude, I think this track is perfect in terms of groove, in terms of the production. I love it. But I can address some mixdown problems. The kick bass, like, it's not there yet, you know. You gotta work them more. Maybe it's the sample selection, maybe you just overprocessed it. But somehow the kick sounds so overcompressed, and bass is, you know, too muddy. I don't know how to express. Just check my previous video about how to get reference tracks, you know, and try to copy some other tracks balances, volumes, and try to, you know, apply that to your own mixdown. I think it's gonna change so much things, because the track is fire, but mixdown needs work. I think the kick is not bad, but maybe the problem is bass. Yeah, we gotta double check it because the kick sounds really good in the break. Maybe the problem is it's over masked with some other element, or maybe there's some problem with the bass sidechain. And also the main leads on the drop could be polished just before the same feedback applied to your track as well, just the previous track that I listened. Try to polish your sound, try to make your drop leads much more bigger than it's done currently. Other than that, as I said, I love the production, I love the track, I love the idea, good job. Going to the next track. So much energy, and also I love the pluck, I love the strings, like everything going really nice so far. Dude, I love the groove, like the rhythm, the drop, the drums, the kick bass, like blow my mind. I love it so far. Like the groove is so progressive, it's just making me listen forever, I really enjoyed it. So far, I think the only thing missing is a proper theme, like a story for the track. Maybe you can just go Fiverr, find someone and just buy some vocal, give your track and make someone to compose some lyrics, maybe some vocals for you. And I think, yeah, if you just have some hook, some little vocal at least, just before the drop or somewhere in the breakdown section, maybe something ambient. It doesn't need to be a singing, maybe just some humming, but something to give the theme to the track. So far I think it's so release ready already. And the next thing, I'm gonna keep listening, and the next thing, maybe you could master it better. I feel like the transients are, not sustained, just judging from the waveform. I think you could clip your track in the mastering, or maybe you can clip your kick bass, I don't know. And you can just boost it just a little bit, maybe, but that's not a crucial thing, because currently it already sounds so good. And when you put it on Spotify, it's still gonna be really good, because it seems you got really good dynamic range in the track. So that's just my producer advice. I would just boost it a little bit bigger, a little bit more, but that's not a must thing to do. I think it's perfect. Like in Discord, you ask you ask feedback for anything like sound selection, etc. I think everything is on point. Like I don't have any negative feedback on this track. I think everything's so on point. Good job, man. I really love the production. Going to the next track. So in the description it says you just installed your DAW last month. So for the first track, it's amazing. Kick bass, so good. The hi-hats, a bit too harsh on the high frequencies. Maybe you can just lower the volume, or maybe you can, put some deesser to the hi-hats to make them less harsh. And the main synth, the main plug sound is too dry and too centered, too mono. Try to process it or try to layer it. Try to make that sound much more interesting. Also, the other lead sound, dun, 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 the sound that plays the melody, try to mix it a bit better. You can again give some, star width, maybe some reverb, maybe some delay. Just make it more, glued with the rest of the mix. Now it's not staying inside of the mix. It's just kind of like playing in other dimension. Try to mix it according to your track. And maybe check your side chains. I think like there's too much thing going on. Maybe you can just give some more side chain to the hi-hats as well. They are, I think, fighting with the kick. But yeah, so far so good. You can just check your mix like that. Now, in the second part of this drop, you got, maybe all elements playing at the same time. And right now, I just cannot hear the click of the kick. The kick is kind of missing, kind of disappeared. Make sure that no matter what, in every part, your kick must be the biggest thing in the track. Nothing could fight with the kick. Right now, I think the claps are fighting with the kick. You can just put the claps just 1 pixel late, if it makes sense. Then the first transient won't be clashing with the claps, and the kick is still gonna be hearable. This is a really good tip you can apply. Also try to get some variations, the track is 5 minutes, we are almost in the half, and still we are hearing kind of the same thing. You can do that, that's okay, but if you just get some reference track and try to, copy its arrangement, you will understand the things more properly. You need to tell a story with the synths that you have, with the melodies that you make, and they must have some variations. Now they are a bit too stable and doing kind of same thing too long. You can just shorten the parts and go for another part. And this is the best way to do it. Just get a reference track. This acid sound a bit too dry. Just make it more wet with more reverb, and also check its sidechain, check its EQ. Yeah, like for a 1 month producer, it's amazing. I love it. But these feedbacks are gonna make your music, make your track in the next level. So they are so important. But yeah, the key is just practicing more and sending me more tracks in the next feedback stream. Good job. Going to the next track. Okay, I know this track from somewhere because I already gave the mentorship to the Gabriël. I think this was his first track. Let's listen like how he progressed from, so far. This is one of his first tracks. I think the mastering could be more loud. It's mastered, but maybe when you put it on the YouTube, maybe you just, lower the volume maybe when you are making the music video. Because currently, like, my computer is on full power, full volume. The track is not on hitting 0 dBs.
And then the profits really started. Narcotics are a multi-million-dollar business. 5 or 6 plus. Marijuana, a powerful excitement, produces unpredictable emotional results. There are 3 general classifications.
I feel nostalgic. Yeah, I just remind you when you first sent me this track.
Multi-million-dollar business produces unpredictable emotional results. And then the profits really started. Narcotics are a multi-million-dollar business. 5 or 6 plus. Vacation.
I already gave you feedback for this track when you are producing it. The only problem in this music video, I think it's not that loud, The mastering could hit to the 0 dB, but other than that, really good production. The Saber style big room, it's really good to hear this kind of tracks once in a while. So thanks for sending me over. Let's go to the next track.
What a perfect day, perfect day. In the flickering sunlight is where I wanna stay, where I wanna stay. Reaching for my imagination in a daydream of my creation. What a perfect day, a perfect day. Come on, it's a perfect day. I'm gonna get away.
I love the vocal mix. Everything is a little bit pushed to the back, but if that's a vocal track, I think it's okay to the vocals are a bit, front of the mix. But I love the vocal mixing so much.
Whoa. There's nothing left to say. Whoa. I'm gonna get away.
The problem is kick is too pushed to the back. I love the top kick, the click, it's good. But the punch of the kick is not enough in my opinion. Like, we got a good bass, we got good top kick. And also the leads are sounding good, but you could polish it just a little bit. But the main problem, when we go to the drop, I don't get the pumping effect, because when when I hear the kick, I like to hear the punch of it. And this kick, just lacking of punch, maybe it's just about the volume, maybe the sample selection, but it must be, impact harder in the drop. Yeah, guys, I think the problem is the balancing of the main elements. The main lead is too loud, the kick is too silent, and for example, in the end of the drop, you got some snare rolls. They are also, kind of barely hearable. Make sure that we can hear everything in the mix. If they are, poorly balanced, or if they are fighting with each other for the same spot, we can get some hectic mix down. But I think, other than that, some mixing balancing problems, the production, the idea so far is perfect.
Hours in a day, I lift my head to the sky and reaching for my imagination.
Maybe in the second break, you could have some part with, filtered kick. Just cut the all high frequencies from a kick. Push it in the back. Just make us groove just before the second drop. Because other than that, these long, breaks, if there are too long vocal breaks, I get easily bored from the track. At least just give me some drums to, still groove, still dance in the second part of the break. Second break.
In a daydream of my creation, get away.
Yeah, guys, if you just fix the kick, 90% of the problems are gonna be fixed. Just make sure the kick has enough punch for the drop. Just make sure the drop is impacting bigger than currently. And other than that, just perfect track. Really good job. The pluck melody is too pushed to the back. The shuttering chords are way louder than the main pluck melody. You can just volume up the main lead pluck. Maybe just before the the kick bass, the drums, just maybe you can hike low cut the bass. So just give us some, one bar with less bass at least. So the drop or the drum part will impact so much harder. The second part of the drop, the new melody came, right? But it's again too low volume. I don't understand, I don't hear what it plays. You can just lower the other elements a little bit and just volume up the main elements. And if you ask me, like if I would go like that, I will solo kick bass, then put every element one by one according to the importance, you know, priority order. And then just make sure the most priority stuff, most priority elements hearable no matter what. But right now, yeah, the main melody is not hearable. Yeah, just like this, man. Like, just do this pre-drop thing in the first drop as well. I think the melodies are good. The emotions are so good, so happy. Like, I got the home vibe, you know. I think the theme, I just understand it with your melodies, with your sound selections. But just work on the overall balances and just make sure the priority order, you know, priority sounds should be louder. Really good vibes, really happy vibes. Congratulations. Going to the next track. I think one or two synth shots, I think the acid shots might be off key. Just check it out. Bump, bump. Like maybe that two sounds, you know, just check if they're in key. First drop is perfect, like the bass is good, the kick is good. If you just fix the two off-key samples, just go check every sample if they're in key. Sometimes the samples are mislabeled and you can easily confuse. Check it with some tuner or, you know, check it with span on high resolution mode. And if you just fix it, the first drop is perfect. The ARP sound is so cool, I love it. Like, it sounds like downsampled, and I love how it, you know, the vibes fit so good. Just in here, maybe just have some, top loop. Without the drums, without the kick, I mean. It can, make people dance in the break section as well. Because this kind of techno tracks, like medic style, you can always, it's good to have, never stop the vibe. Just give us something, at least we can groove when we are listening. And also the ear candy, weird sounds. Yeah, I couldn't, mimic it with my mouth. That sound could have more reverb because they are just fading out too soon. They are too, sharp, I think. Just try to give it some reverb. I love how the second drop starts, but in the half, when you're repeating the same thing, I get a little bit bored. Just make sure to add some variations. Maybe just change the main drop lead, Maybe just change the rhythm like, I don't know how to say it, but change the rhythm. Maybe if you just try to add some variation, then that section is gonna be perfect. Dude, I love this track. It's really decent. It's really good. Just in my style, the music that I like to listen. If you just try to fix those problems, this track is already finished. In my opinion, good job. So far, so good. I think the kick bass could be mixed a bit more clean, a bit more fat. Just also judging from the waveform, the transients are not stable, which means your kick is sometimes getting masked by other elements in the mix. So if you can find the problems, you can maybe work on the side chains, maybe just EQ some stuff, maybe shift your claps a bit late so they doesn't clash with your kick. Yeah, those little details, mixing details. But other than that, like I was expecting some generic big room, but it didn't, I love the hardstyle vibes. I love how you merge the, saber style melodies with your own style, with the hardstyle vibe. And this is a really decent and unique big room drop that I hear for a while. I love it. part is too long without anything happening, you know. If you want to keep that part, maybe try to filter the bass, you know, start from low to open it in time. Just try to give some variations, maybe add more ear candies. Right now it's too long and, you know, nothing happening for that much long, like. In the climax parts, it's a bit hectic. Again, the mixdown could be much more cleaner. And that's all about experimenting, you know. I cannot say like do that and it's gonna be perfect. No, it's not gonna be. You gotta detect the problem because it's impossible me to hear. But I can say that again the things are kind of fighting with each other. Maybe the synths are too loud. Maybe the drop lead has too much reverb. Yeah, like I'm not sure what it is, but it's a bit messy, you know. Just try to fix that problem. Maybe just solo and add every element top of each other and try to balance it, try to EQ it, try to work on it a little bit to make it more clean. The second drop is a bit more generic. That's okay, but I don't like the main leads. I think again you could mix it better. I'm not sure. Maybe it's about its reverb and also maybe just add more variations. Maybe just divide the melody to two different leads and make the question answer thing. The second drop is gonna be much more unique if you do that. But other than that, really decent big room track. And yeah, I missed that kind of big room. So thanks for sending me the track. Really good job. Going to the next track.
Can we find a place to hide out, you and I? So we can light a blaze and just get me high. 'Cause when I find a ways to let down my guard, when you take your aim and give me to the heart.
The main synths are too thin. I think they are lacking of low mids, maybe 500, 600 area. Or even maybe like 300. They don't have any low mid. Yeah, they don't have any low mid frequencies. And if you are lacking with the mid frequencies, the sound is gonna sound so much thinner. You can just EQ it, just EQ and it can be solved.
Can we find a place to hide out, you and I? So we can light a blaze and just get me high. 'Cause when I find a ways to let down my guard, when you take your aim and give me to the heart. Take your aim.
Something wrong is happening in here. I feel the same thing in the first part when you have only vocal and plug. I felt like there might be some off keys and conflicting with the vocals and plug. You know, okay, I heard it maybe once or twice and I wasn't sure if that's the case. But now when you are fading in the drop leads, I just instantly hear that they are in another key. So just double check your keys, double check everything in key. Like break and drop has two different keys, and this is what not we used to hear usually. And again, like the same problem, you are lacking of so many mid frequencies. If you do that, your track is not gonna sound good in, you know, small speakers, phone speakers, or most of the headphones. Just make sure to EQ your track, and again, you gotta check my reference video from last video. Just make sure how to properly reference your track. Get a same key, same vibe reference track, put a span, and try to compare your, you know, frequency response, and you will just detect your problematic areas much more easily. I think the melodies are the vibe is cool, but yeah, the problem is check the keys, check the EQs. The sounds are coming a bit thin, and also you gotta make sure your kick always sound as it is, like without any interruptions, without getting masked by other elements in your track. Yeah, if you can just work on these aspects, I can check it once more. Just send me a DM on Discord. And yeah, good job. Just keep working on it. Keep working on the details until you make it perfect.
The dawn breaks with our bones of steel. No room now for mistakes. Yeah, the time is here, but all hope is never lost, and our fears are so far gone. And though the battle might be long, we'll keep course and we'll stay strong.
The break, perfect. The drop groove, perfect. The kick bass, perfect. Only thing, only feedback so far is the main drop melody. I think it could be more polished. You can EQ the top end, or, you know, process it a bit more wide, a bit more big. Maybe just give it a bit more volume to stand out in the mix. But other than that, so far perfect. Also, you can try to high cut your bass. Maybe you will get more space for the main lead, because the bass is bass and the lead is also playing a low octave. So maybe they might fighting for the same spot. And also, like when I try to end the drop, I will automate the decay and release and make some washout effect for the main lead.
With our bones of steel, no room now for mistakes. Yeah, the time is here, but our hope is never lost, and our fears are so far gone. And though the battle might be long, we'll keep course and we'll stay strong.
The only problem, like the two drops are kind of similar. At least try to add some more variation in the second drop. And other than that, just perfect track. The mastering also sounds really good. Good job, man. Congratulations. Like so far, you never make the low cut for the kick bass. For example, like after every 16 bar, you can have, 4 bars, just get the feel part of the drums and cut the low frequencies of your kick and bass. So the next part can impact once more. So this is a really good small ear candy to have. So easy to make, just a filter on kick bass. But yeah, for example, this transition could be so much cooler with just a little bit low cut, because we will reduce the energy and impact it once more. But if you never, cut the bass, the energy level's always gonna be same, and it's gonna be make your drop like lag variation. It's gonna feel like that. The rest is so good. I love ear candies, all the sound selection, everything perfect so far. This main pluck ARP melody, let's make it a bit louder. But the ARP pattern is so cool. I think now the bass has too much high frequencies, right? Occupying maybe the full spectrum. And also we got the ARP playing the main melody, and they are kind of fighting for the same spot. What you could do is maybe you can narrow the, bass, maybe make it more mono and make your ARP much more wider. And also just cutting a little bit of high frequencies from the bass will help you to make your main melody, shine in the drop. But I love it, man. Like, yes, small mixing details, but other than it, the whole production is so professional. I love it so far. Let's go to the next track. I think you got a bit too much high frequencies and they are kind of masking the vocals. Like you got so much white noise and it's always so constant. Maybe just try to lower the white noise a little bit. Give some more volume to the vocals. I think the kick bass is so good. The energy level is top quality. Yeah, I think like if you just lower or remove the white noise, I don't know if you add some noise extra, everything is gonna be so much good. Right now I got some hiss, you know, coming from the very top end.
I've been waiting for this moment, finally alone. I turn to ask the question, so anxious, my thoughts. Your lips were soft like winter, in your passion, I was lost.
Oh yeah, I think the white noise is coming from the vocals. The vocals are a bit low quality. If so, just try to find the proper version of vocals. Because if you got more quality vocal for this track, like everything is so good so far. I think in the second drop you got some acid loop or 303 sound, but again because of the vocals and also the white noise, the harsh frequencies, they are kind of masking everything in the track. Just try to find more cleaner vocal, and other than that I think the track is really good.
She knows. Told her there's no problem, I can't ever think. Try to shrink the notion, anything to keep her close. Oh, she knows. How many times do I gotta ask you? How many times do I gotta pray? I'm losing count of all of the times I promised her it would be okay. 'Cause no one else could give me the answer. Don't tell me that there isn't a way. Think I'll make her stay.
I feel like something wrong with the chords. I don't know what. If anyone like listening the stream right now, if you understand the problem, just write in the comments. I don't get it. Like it sounds good, but sometimes it sounds the chords, the main, the chords, the notes. Sometimes they feel off key, but I don't get it. The groove is good, but something wrong. Maybe I'm just too tired. Just that part sounds a bit off to my ear.
She's a ray of sunshine.
Or maybe just try to write a different melody. Maybe like the background, like the bass and chords are good, but maybe the melody are wrong. Maybe it's sometimes conflicting with the chords, with the rest of the elements. I think you can just put your melody 1 octave higher as well. Like maybe it's too low right now. Yeah, you gotta try some. sure like the piano playing are conflicting with the vocal in somehow. I don't know. Just double check the key and make sure everything is in same key. I feel like sometimes the chords, the piano hitting some, off key, some different key that it's forbidden in your scale. And that's just creating that weird feeling. Yeah, man, the pianos I think are not the correct keys. You can just go to the helpers and first check the key of the vocal and make sure you are not on resampling mode. Put it on stretch mode. If you're on resampling mode on the vocals, the key might be wrong. And yeah, other than that, just go to the helpers of FL Studio, choose scale height lightning, and choose the key, choose the scale, then double check every MIDI, like if they are fitting to your scale or if you just accidentally put some off key. Just double check it, but other than that, the production is good. The idea is good. Only problem is maybe the drop lead, it's too low. Maybe you can put it 1 octave higher. And other than that, check the chords, especially in the piano when it's playing with the vocal at the same time. But I love the track so far, really good job. Okay, let's go to the next track. I love the groove, just I love this kind of grooves. Really good job so far.
Everyone is talking on the scene. I hear them whispering about the places that you've been and how you don't know how to keep your business clean. Nobody's getting hot at the body shop, doing something unholy. He's set back while she's dropping it. She be popping it, yeah, she put it down slowly.
I can just instantly say that when I hear the first drop, till the first drop everything was so cool. But if you want to go this kind of drops, I think the kick is not right kick. It lacks of a bit click. And also the main lead, I think it's, I don't know, maybe too flat. But try to, layer it with other sounds. Or maybe you can just try to brighten it a little bit. Currently, the kick are too pushed to the back and the vocal are too front in my opinion. And yeah, the leads are a bit boxy. Maybe you can just lower the 300 Hz just a little bit. And also you can try to boost the 4K, maybe 8K, the top end, the high mid frequencies to color your drop lead. My favorite part for this remix is this part, like this groove is so cool. For example, this drop lead is so much better, like it fits to the track so cool. Good job, man. Just several problems that I mentioned. Other than that, really decent remix and already release ready. Congratulations. Going to the next track. Best profile picture ever, man. Every month, every feedback stream, I'm waiting for this profile picture.
Il était brun, le temps basané, le regard timide, les mains tout abîmées. Il taillait la pierre, fils d'ouvrier. Il en était fier, mais pourquoi vous riez? Non, ne le jugez pas. Vous qui ne connaissez pas les vertiges et la peur. Vous êtes faussement heureux, vous tronquez vos valeurs. Lui, il est tout mon monde, et bien plus que ça. Seul je crie son nom quand vient le désarroi. Et puis tout s'effondre quand il n'est plus là. J'aimerais tellement lui dire, mais je n'ose pas. Lui qui fait tourner dans le vide, tourner dans le vide, tourner dans le vide, tourner dans le...
If you like to make this part impact bigger, just before this part, give a gap, give a blank one bar, and you know, put some reverse synths. You gotta, if you like to impact a part, and this part is like you bring the big synths instantly. But just before this part, just give a break, one bar, and then hit everything, you know, once. So it's gonna change so much things in this break. I love the production idea, but the problem is I think the kick bass could be a bit louder compared to drop lead. Drop lead is too loud already, and like after you bringing the kick and bass, it just doesn't impact as much as a drop, this kind of drop should. Maybe you can have when it's not mastered, but yeah, maybe in mastering you can have some master automation and lower the volume or use my endless cry plugin. So yeah, maybe just make some washout, lower some, you know, get rid of some low frequencies just before the drop. Then the drop is gonna impact a bit harder. Yeah, like the production is good. Just add some more variations in the second part, but other than that, really good track. Okay guys, this is the Özgüns from tomorrow speaking. I just get exhausted from last day and I just rest. Now I'm here and just stick with me till end of this episode because we got almost 15 or 16 tracks more to listen, and if you're ready, we are getting to the next track. Dude, I love the drop idea, but I think in the second part of the drop, like you could put to the leads one octave lower, so you could add some contrast. But other than that, it's really good. Only thing so far, the only feedback I can give, the leads are a bit too, you know, centered and a bit too boxy in my opinion, maybe muddy. So try to polish the lead, try to make it more wide, and then like put your kick bass in the mono and put your leads to very wide, then your mix is gonna sound so much wider, so much bigger. But other than that, the balances so far is really decent. Only thing I would change in the producing, just put the lead one octave lower in the second part. Just try, probably it's gonna add so much contrast. I think this part is cool. I like the groove. I like the ambience. I like the vibe. But I think it took a bit too much without something new happening. Like we got the same ARP progression over and over, like maybe 16 bars or something. I would add some top lead, at least a top melody, or maybe some vocal hook to make that part more interesting. Like the two drops are kind of same. I would add some variations. And also, yeah, I hear like in the second part of the drops, you are adding some white lead to support the main lead, or maybe you are changing some, parameters in the lead. But still, I think that the difference is not enough to create that contrast that you need. And other than that, really solid production, really solid track. I love it. I love the groove. I love the vibe. I'm happy like this month I'm getting really good, really fire demos. Let's go to the next track.
The mind-bending drugs. The mind-bending drugs. The mind-bending drugs seem to offer so much. The mind-bending drugs seem to offer so much. But what do they really deliver? The mind-bending drug. The mind-bending drug. The mind-bending drug. The mind-bending drugs seem to offer so much. But what do they really deliver?
Not bad so far. I think everything is cool. Like the ambiences are good. I'm not sure about the sound selection. The drop kind of feels a bit boxy to me. Maybe you can just try to EQ the sounds and try to polish the sounds that you have. But production wise, I think it's really good so far.
The mind-bending drugs so much. But what do they really deliver? So much. The mind-bending drugs really
Mind-bending chemicals.
But what do they really deliver?
I love the glitchy leads. They are so cool. Like you implement the psytrance element with techno elements. I totally amazed it. I love it. Maybe you are lacking of some top kick. When the kick hits, I think the punch is good. Like it's shaking well. But I think the click, I don't hear the click, you know. You can just try to layer some top kick, make your kick more clicky, and it's gonna help you to maintain the energy level, you know.
Mind-bending.
And also you could try some rolling bass with really high cutted, you know, very narrow rolling bass that could also add to help the groove to make the track more floating, more moving in time. But yeah, again, really solid track, really good ideas, cool sound design, I love it. Let's go to the next track, Big Room Techno. The hi-hat loops, they are not fitting, following the probably BPM of your track. Try to fit it to your BPM. Now it's kind of hitting to the off keys, off beats. Yeah, like I think the synths are cool. The idea and progression also can be usable in this kind of track. But I feel like yeah, the drop hi-hats, the drop cymbals, they are totally not in correct positions. Just double check them and make sure they are just hitting to the, you know, fitting to the grid of your track. Yeah, the rest is empty. So this is a just starting track, I think. And maybe you're a beginner producer. Just make sure that all the drums you put in your project just fitting to the grids, like the lines in your playlist. Then the drop is gonna be hitting so much better.
Saw you again. I knew I wanted you, but I had to hide it. I had to hide it. 'Cause I have grown strong without you around. I've just gotta fight it. I don't wanna go back there.
So far so good. Like I got nothing for negative feedbacks. Like I have some little things, but I don't like to talk about the production. The art quality is amazed me.
Don't wanna fall into your
sound selection, the presets, everything is cool. Everything is really good. But I feel like the track is sounding a bit weird in stereo field, you know? I feel like it's too mono, too narrow, but at the same time, it doesn't sound like it's mono. Did you just use some, you know, maybe stereo imaging on mastering? Maybe that's the case, but I feel like the drums are hitting too center. The leads, the main sounds, the main lead sounds, they're also sound wide, but they are just staying so narrow in the field. So I feel like left and right speakers, even though if the track sounds stereo, left and right speakers sounds like they are sounding same stuff, you know? I don't hear a much wider stereo field. That's the first thing I should check. I don't know if you apply some master, you know, stereo imaging, but if not, just try to pan your drums or maybe just give some chorus to the main lead or try to, you know, give some huss effect. Try to make some reverb automations. Try to make them a bit more wide in the stereo field. This is the first feedback. And the second is the climax part in here is not big enough. The leads are not that much interesting compared to the rest of the track. Maybe you can change the lead or maybe you can try to rebalance that part. Yeah, the climax doesn't give me that much climax energy. But other than that, the rest is perfect track. Like, I will just play it on my sets. I love it. So good production. Really decent track. No bad feedback so far. This is already, I think, release ready. These feedbacks just get another opinion from someone else as well. Just my opinions on the first listen, but yeah, just really good track. Probably one of the best psytrance tracks I listened for a while. Boost some, you should give some volume for the sounds, the you know, the plucky sounds. They are so low compared to the kick and the bass. Just checking from the previous part, you can just polish and give more volume to the sounds. I recommend you to use some OTT and boost them, you know, as much as you can. And also this part, like, happening maybe 30 seconds, maybe you can have like 30-second long riser or maybe some sweep up. You can just, you know, fade it in time. You can just add some tension to the part. Other than that, it's just a bit too repetitive. Again, in this part, we are hearing the sounds. They are, you know, building some tension, but you are lacking of the background elements, the FX elements, and they are so important, like 50-50 importance, just as the drop leads, the plugs, the sounds that you currently have. The kick transient kind of weird to my ear. Like, it's cool, but I feel like it's a bit too stereo. I don't know. Just make sure that at least the low end of your kick completely mono. I'm not sure if it's the case, but yeah, I feel like the kick is a little bit too stereo, and sometimes I just losing the power, the punch, the main power of the kick. Yeah, man, I think this can be a really decent melodic techno kind of track. Give more time to rebalancing your stuff, but first just make sure the sample selection. Maybe you can get a reference track and just compare your track to the reference. And again, check my last video, how to, you know, match your levels, especially in low end, to a reference track. Just apply that, and I'm sure the track is gonna change in terms of vibe so much. Currently, I think the melodies are really cool, but you are lacking of some background stuff and some ear candies. But other than that, really decent track, but it requires a bit more time. Just work more on it, and if you like, you can send me for a few. You can send me back for another feedback. It's time to work on the details now.
For anybody that's ever felt lost, we feel your pain. For anyone who's ever felt alone, we felt the same. For anyone that's faced the darkness and despair, we've been there. Community. We built this culture on that word. We take you in. We love you for you. It grabs a hold and never lets go. Welcome home. Welcome home.
Okay, first of all, good melodies, good vibes, but you don't need to start a drop with, you know, the offbeat hi-hats. In this kind of tracks, if you like to have like a bigger drop energy, start your drop with just kick, bass and melody, nothing else. Then you can add the drums top of each other just like a ladder. The kick selection could be different. Again, you are lacking some top kick. I think the kick is not clicky enough in my opinion. But maybe the punch of the kick just a bit too much. Just again try to balance your kick and bass with very soft bass. You can find some techniques in my channel. If you can balance your kick and bass more properly, the drop groove could be much more better.
For anybody that's ever felt lost, we love you for you. It grabs a hold and never let. Welcome home.
For example, yeah, you can start the second drop with this, with, you know, drums, but first drop, yeah, just start it with just the kick and bass. It's gonna make so much difference. And other than that, I think the two drops are same, just saying it without listening it, but yeah, try to add some variations on the second drop. That's so important in today's music. Going to the next track.
You stop trying so hard, and you surrender. And you surrender.
Nice energy. I wanted to hear the drums a bit more presence. The drums, the hi-hats are too pushed to the back currently. The leads are good. The kick bass sounds good. And also maybe you can have some, percussion shots, some bass shots to keep the things more interesting. Maybe after 4 bars of the first drop. But yeah, dude, perfect vibes.
Deep to the silent nothingness. And you surrender.
This second drop lead could be more loud. I think it's too thin. Maybe you can just EQ the sound, you can use OT2 to boost the mids, just try to color and polish the sound, make it bigger. That's a really nice trick. The only thing, you gotta polish the sounds, add some percussions and variations to the first drop. And other than that, maybe the drops are a bit, too compressed. Maybe that's why the hi-hats are not hearable in the drop when everything playing at the same time, because in the outro, I can clearly hear the hi-hats, the drums, the top end is cool. But in the drop, the top end sounds a bit compressed. Just check those aspects, little mixing details. And other than that, this track is so much good, man. So fire, I love it.
I told you right from the start, you'll be falling apart. Don't play games with my love. You turn me on, turn me off. Now you beg me to stop. Don't play games with a broken heart. Call me up on the weekend, baby, that's dangerous. And then before we begin, there ain't no saving us. I'm your favorite distraction.
The Pets has too much top end. That's why it's kind of masking the vocals. Just try to, high cut the pads that holds the chords.
Action, a little less I want it. Don't you try to break my rules. But you know you got to lose. I've already hoped too much. Can't break what's broken, love. I told you right from the start, you'll be falling apart. Broken heart.
Okay, the first problem, the drop is not big enough compared to the break. So there's 2 options. You can mix your drop bigger or just lower the break a little bit. If you check the waveform, the break, the drop, like every part of the track looks same in terms of loudness. And you gotta make sure the drop is the loudest element in the track, the loudest part in the track. For the next thing, like the drop kick, I don't like it. Probably the kick is so low levels, like that's the problem. The kick is probably good, but you mix it so low. The bass and the other stuff is so loud compared to the kick. Make sure the kick is the first biggest element in the track.
Baby, I've been there, done that. Nothing that's new to me. Fighting a hot notion. Much can break what's broken, love. I told you broken heart.
Yeah, man, just try to make your drops bigger and also make your leads bigger. Polish them as much as you can. Give a proper volume to the kick, then try to mix everything according to the kick. And make sure the drop kick is the biggest element all the time, no matter what. I think the whole arrangement is cool. It's a nice remix. Like you got a break with a cool vocal. And just you gotta make the mixing decisions, make the more detailed mix down and make it perfect. But currently, this is a really nice demo. Now just work on the details. And also, you don't need 3 drops. Usually, this kind of tracks just go for a break, build up, drop, break, build up, drop. That's it, like intro and outro. You don't need to have 3 different drops. That's the thing, man. That's the feedback I can give you. But really good track. Good job. The main arp dun 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 definitely needs a variation. Like it's 45 seconds and it's just playing the same thing. You know, you can use cutoff automations, decay release automations, like even flanger automations. Use your imagination, but automate the sound and make it more variative. Make the sounds move in time. And I feel like the main bass is not big enough. We got a cool kick. I think the kick is really decent, but the sub is not hitting as hard as it should be. Yeah, man, like, I think the whole groove, whole vibe is really good. I love the melodies and the sound selection. The main problem is the bass is not big enough. Like, I don't hear a proper bass. And other than that, the synths must be more variative in time. They are too stable. And the next thing, one more feedback. For example, when you're going to drop section, just before that you are having some risers just before the drop, right? You are rising the tension. And here drop doesn't have more energy than the previous part. What you could do after fixing the bass, like just put some master automation and lower the master volume just before the drop, just before the sections that you are releasing the tension. Then the drop part is gonna be more loud than the previous part, and it's gonna create the contrast. If the build up is as loud and as hard as the drop, even if you have the hardest drop in the world, it's not gonna sound like it's dropping hard. It's all about creating the tension and releasing it with adding the contrast.
To war.
Dude, so far so good. Like, the storytelling is amazing. The production is so cool. The sound selection is really good. I can hear the mixing problems only. Like the technical problems, you know? I think you could just polish the whole mix down so much better. But that's not the main problem. The main problem in mix down is in the drop, the kick again just missing. I don't hear a proper punch of the kick. Like, the other elements are kind of masking the kick, especially in the second part of the drop. And other than that, the main lead is kind of too thin. It feels it doesn't have enough mid frequencies to give its body. Maybe it's just a little bit too stable. But other than that, yeah, the storytelling, everything is so cool. For example, this ethnic acoustic sounds that you use for the main melody in break could be so much wider, so much brighter. Again, like after you process the sound, you can put some OTT, you know, to even color. Just give some mid, give some high frequencies, give some volume. OTT is a really powerful tool for coloring and polishing the sound. Good track, man. I really enjoyed it. I feel like the drop is coming a bit too late. It's too long break and you need more proper build up for this drop. Like the drop is coming kind of too sudden, coming out of nowhere. Like it's like happening in the last 4 bar or something. You just rush the build up a little bit. You can have more background stuff. You can have more sweeps, more risers. You know, a better snare roll. Maybe you can just introduce some drop elements in the build up. Just take your time in the build up. Now it's just a bit too fast in my opinion. And that's why the drop is not impacting as big as it should. The sub is good, I think, but the drop bass lacking some mid frequencies, maybe in 200 Hz. You can make the bass so much warm. Or just add a layer, some crisp, maybe mid layer. I'm not sure, maybe give more freedom to whatever you have for the bass. So yeah, there's some gap in the bass in low mids.
Place among the nodes remains a shadow. The moment is eternity. You can forever be.
These synths are, I think, too, small. They playing so big melody, big energy parts, but in terms of mixing, you should mix it a bit bigger, a bit wider. You can again polish the sound. They are just, kind of sounding too. They don't sound as big as they should be. So this build up is so much better, but the drop lead again too small. Try to, you know, mix this lead so much wider, so much bigger. And yeah, you definitely need a mid bass. Now the bass is not, you know, hitting as much as it should be. Lead and bass, like the track is good, sounds needs to be polished much more. So far so good, I love it. The glitches are really decent. I think in this section, the lead sounds a bit too loud compared to kick bass. They are kind of masking the kick, in my opinion. But other than that, it's so cool. Like, I cannot judge a, you know, long psytrance track for just listening a portion of it. That's why, like, I can only give feedback for the mixing, like the technical stuff. But so far, so good track. Yeah, like if this is not the feedback stream and if I didn't have 40 tracks to listen, I would give another listen to this one. That's why I like it. I'm gonna go listen it again because I love this kind of psytrance tracks. So no negative feedbacks on me, man. This track is really so cool. I love it. Going to the last couple tracks, I'm again really exhausted on the day too. I should be monitoring the submissions maybe next time.
Forever in your arms.
cool drop, man. Like, the breaks are perfect, I think. I got no negative feedback. For the drop leads could maybe have a bit more top end, maybe upper, like mid frequencies, maybe 8K, 5K. I feel like they are just a bit boxy. And the next thing, maybe you are sidechaining your leads maybe too hard. I'm not sure, just I will, you know, try just a little bit less sidechain and see if the float is getting better.
Stars up in your eyes. Yeah, I can stay forever inside of life. If it's written in the stars, if it's written in the stars, close your eyes and listen to the rhythm of your heart.
Yeah, man, and another good Poisoned track. Like, I hear the Oxmo Steve vibes. I love it. It's really cool track. Everything is so on point. The other than that, the sidechain and the kick stuff, other than that, I have one more feedback. Just judging with the waveform, I feel like you could clip your track, you know, make it a bit more flat, your transients. Now, probably just judging from the waveform, sometimes your kick is getting disappeared, maybe get masking by the other things in the track. If there was no problems, we should see a bit more flat waveform. But in the waveform, maybe it's about mastering. Maybe you can just try to clip everything, maybe your kick bass, and then maximize it. You can have a bit more bright, a bit more loud track. But yeah, just other than that, no negative feedbacks. Really decent track again.
Out to the opposite poles. Now circle forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and back. 2, 3, 4. Big buck ass pussy.
Take on that, cockroach!
Again, a genre that I have no idea where to give feedback. But if I need to give feedback, I think the track could be just a bit more bright. Maybe in master you can boost the 12K area. It always gives some clarity to the track. Yeah, you can just try to boost those frequencies and see if the master getting a bit bigger, a bit wider. But yeah, other than that, dude, I don't know what to give feedback. I have no idea about this genre. It's so hard to my taste, but everything sound on point. And the first part till the first drop, like you got small build-ups, but it's not releasing the tension. I love it. I love it. Like the distorted sounds fit so well. I'm not sure how you're achieving this kind of sounds. Almost I don't hear any proper kick in the track, but still I got the punch. So I have no idea how to produce this genre. But yeah, man, for someone who don't know the genre, I think the track is already so decent. I don't have any negative feedback. So good job.
I still hear your voice when you sleep next to me. I still feel your touch in my dream. Forgive me my weakness, but I don't know why. Without you, touch, 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 touch.
Nice bootleg you have in here. The idea cool, the energy levels are so cool. I don't like the kick, especially the first. I think it's too clean in my opinion. Also the low end kind of conflicting with the kick. I will just check it and double check it and make sure everything is sounding good when it's solo kick bass. Also, just try to boost or add a top kick to your kick, or maybe you can just EQ the 4K to the kick. Just try to make it a bit more clicky, then the drop is gonna be so much fire. The groove on the end part was so cool.
'Cause every time we
Yeah, man, this is a nice bootleg. Just try to add a top kick. If you give just a bit click to the kick, everything is gonna be so cool. I love it. Going to the last two tracks. Master could be a bit more loud. The plug plays the melody. You can give it more volume. Also the synths that playing, you know, the fills. That kind of synths. Also, they can be more loud. Other than that, I would give more volume to the bass. Now, compared to kick and bass, the kick is a bit too loud to the bass compared to bass. That's good, like you have the variations on the main ARP lead. I love it. The variations always so important.
Sound of the future is here. A seamless integration of man and machine. As the beat goes on, we move forward into a world we've only ever dreamed. Machines are learning to think and evolve on their own. A digital evolution beyond human comprehension. Rhythmic dance of ones and zeros.
The vocals are a bit boxy. Just try to lower the 300, 400 hertz, maybe just a little bit. And also you can boost the top end maybe with a high shelf to make the vocals more crisp. Because this kind of AI vocals, when you download it from their website, they usually don't even have any top ends. Maybe you can have pop filter saturation or something like that to have a multi-band and just boost or, saturate the top end and, generate some upper high frequencies. Other than that, so far so good.
An unstoppable. The possibilities become endlessly explored.
Just before the drop, you can have a reverse reverb tail for the main lead. Then you can just introduce the sound and create more tension in the build-up. This main lead sound may be a bit too loud. Just try to lower it 1 or 2 dBs. I love it how you use question and answer with 2 leads and then introduce the ARP in the next part of the drop. Production-wise, it's a perfect track. Yeah, this lead's just a bit too loud, but other than that, I love it. Really good job, man. Good track. And finally, the last track from Jack Ryan. Let's do this. And today's feedback stream is gonna be Ant. And let's go. Again, I wouldn't start with the claps, but that's just the producer's choice. But I think just kick bass and lead is the best way to start a drop. And in the second part, you can add the claps and change the whole vibe. I love the groove, I love everything, but the problem is the balancing problem. The leads are not loud enough, but the background stuff, the sweeps or the step horn sounds, they are louder than the lead. So just make sure the lead is, in terms of the synth, the lead should be the most loud synth in the drop. I love the Neve synth in the second part. That's so cool. This is a good track, man. Just several balancing problems and it's already release ready. Good job on this one. Okay guys, in this video I listened almost 40 tracks, but we finally finished them. I hope you can apply the feedbacks that I give to your own productions as well. Don't forget to like and comment the video if you like to support the channel. See you on the next video. Bye bye.